Broadcast live.
This is a especially proud moment for me because I've been a fan of Blaklez for a very long time. I love the PTA movement. This is the first #1 for Blaklez. This joint is I Have No One. Super emo, super emotional, super honest, super sincere, super vulnerable.
Picture me dead, give my enemy the sweetest joy, bitter taste in the mouth every time they see the boy. Battling demons and Jesus saying, free the boy. Diablo trying to hop in, play with the meanest toy.
You know, it's really dope to hear someone just kind of, get inside themselves and search inside themselves for like something a little bit more meaningful to themselves, and that translates as well. I played this joint a couple times, and just to hear the kind of stuff that he's going through, the kind of questions that he has as a man, as an MC. He did an amazing job on this, and I don't know if it's the water in PTA, because P Dot, can do this as well. It's really dope that we exist in a hip hop community that you can have a super like dance song where we can just jive and have fun, and one where someone can make you think for like hours after you hear the joint. And congratulations, Blaklez. You are our #1 for the month of February. I know it's not a love song, but it's really a love song, world. Shout out to Blaklez. That is our list for the month of February.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Showtime Blaklez, aka the Rap Steve Biko, aka Bearded Biko. I'm doing Behind the Bars because I won the verse of the month for my song, I Have No One. Shout out Stogie T, respect. Ah, yes. Let's get down to it. This song was a very personal one, not just for me, but for a lot of people. So the first couple of bars, picture me dead, give my enemy the sweetest joy, bitter taste in the mouth every time they see the boy. Battling demons and Jesus saying, free the boy. Diablo trying to hop in, play with the meanest toy. It's basically how, every single human being has detractors and people that want to see them do bad, Picture me dead, give my enemy the sweetest joy. They're happy about your shortcomings. It's not necessarily a death reference, but it's just, detractors wanting to see you do bad in your life, and not just detractors, but the strangleholds in your life, battling demons and Jesus saying, free the boy. So there's like a dark and there's a spiritual element to it. So, where you're going through a whole lot of spiritual warfare in your life. I think those kind of explain themselves. I'm sorry that I couldn't deal with the heartbreak. I'm sorry that you couldn't find light in my dark face. I'm dope, so you need people like me. I'm Scarface. I'm sorry I'm disgusting. What I spit got a sharp taste. Yeah, a lot of people in life, there are very different reasons why people will go through different things. And I think heartbreak, I'm not speaking romance in this. Every situation that breaks one, would affect the heart and ultimately affect the mind. Sorry you couldn't find light in my dark face. That's just a play on words where you feel like the world rejects. I'm a dark-skinned guy, and the reference is through me because I wrote the song, but it's just that nothing about me seemed to bring light, although that's what I'd be striving for as a human being, not just as a rapper. I'm dope, so you need people like me. I'm Scarface. That's a movie reference. If you've seen the movie Scarface, there's a scene where he's coked up in a restaurant fighting with his wife, and everyone is just like looking at him funny, and he stands up, and his security sort of ushers him away, and he stands up and he says, you need people like me, basically saying that, me saying I'm dope, you need people like me. I'm Scarface. Scarface was coked up at the time. I'm dope, you need people like me. I'm Scarface. Scarface said, you need people like me to make yourself feel good about yourself. You're like, oh, okay, at least I'm not as bad as that guy. Sure, you need people like him. I'm sorry I'm disgusting. What I spit got a sharp taste. What I mean is that it's not like that I have like a whole lot of hog spit that I'm spitting. It's a rap reference where I say the things that I say could leave a bitter taste in the mouth. It takes you back to the line, to the previous line that I spent. Like, what I spit got a sharp taste, you know. What I spit might just not necessarily go down with you. I'm sorry that I've been an underdog my whole life. I'm sorry that I'm secretly trying to take my own life. I'm sorry that when I'm by myself, I drink the whole night. I'm sorry that I don't believe that I'll be all right. I mean, I think like a lot of you watching this would understand that. I think it's self-explanatory, and I think there are a lot of people who felt the same way, that, you know, they feel like life has dealt them like these funny cards and they don't know how to reverse their luck, if that means anything. I'm sorry that I'm secretly trying to take my own life. That's a death reference. It's a real one, where you might not necessarily be at your house taking pills, but you might be thinking that, what's the point of all this? You know, why am I here? You know, being underrated your whole life or being overlooked your whole life. And again, that's not a music reference, that's a life reference. I think there's nothing, that's not a metaphor. I think those are real life bars. I mean, there are people who, this is some real life shit for some people. It's not just rap, rappity, rap, bars. This is just real life shit that people go through. So I think those couple of bars are painful in that a lot of people feel that way. I'm sorry that I ain't Mr. Carter. I'm sorry I ain't got Beyonce. Sorry that I'm an ain't shit father. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the accolades ain't been a part of my career. Ain't got money, it makes shit harder. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think Jay-Z and Beyonce are like the picture perfect. You know, black people like to see them as like the ideal couple, and you know, they got all the money in the world. They're super talented, super cool. You know, they've got great catalogs between them, and they just seem to have figured things out, you know? So that line basically meant that I'm sorry that I'm still figuring things out. I'm not, you know, operating at the level that I would like to operate at in your eyes. I'm sorry I ain't got Beyonce. I mean, I'm sorry that, you know, I don't have that number, that equal partner that's at the level that you'd expect me to have. I'm sorry that I'm an ain't shit father. I mean, that's a personal one. I mean, there's been times where in life I've had to like work so hard that sometimes you end up not spending enough time with the people that mean a lot in your life. And it's not enough to just be spending money. People want interaction, and I think that's a very important one. And I think it's not just a line for myself, it's a line for a lot of guys who believe that they need to work hard to overcompensate on not really being there physically. So that's also another painful one. So I'm sorry that the accolades ain't been a part of my career, ain't got money, it makes shit harder. You know, like, that's also a little jab at the fact that a lot of people pay their way through life, you know, the money reference again. So yeah, I'm sorry that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I can't change the fact that I have to be sorry. I'm sorry that self-doubt's a part of me. I'm sorry that the plans that I make feel like I play the lottery. That's just like a lot of hopelessness. I mean, damn, as I break down these lyrics, I just think about how this could just really, really make people feel down. I mean, it's a lot of hopelessness. Like, I'm sorry that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I can't change the fact that I have to be sorry. That's just somebody that's like basically just given up. Like, you know, self-doubt being who you are. And it's not who you are, but you've been drawn into such a state of self-pity, and you know, your mind has been overcome by this victim demon that you don't see a way out. You know, the plans that I make playing the lottery means that my plans are not foolproof. It's just like, I feel like, you know, it's like, I hope. It's like, you know, we live in hope. It's like, I hope that this that I do will catch on. And I think, you know, again, a lot of people would feel that way, that, you know, whatever they plan isn't going according to the way they want it to go. So yeah, I mean, at some point I felt like that in my life. When life tried to kill me with depression, to protect myself, I used music as a weapon. It gets so dark that I could barely see the blessings. When life tried to teach me, I could barely see the lessons. here's like that tug of war again. Now we're trying to fight that hopelessness and that victim mentality. Life trying to tell me that I ain't shit, I'm not worth it, that I need to give up. Now I turn to something that's a vice. You know, I know the connotations behind that might be negative, but there's a vice, and that is picking up a pen and writing music and trying to sort of tell my story. Some people, your vice could be playing sport or doing whatever, but there's something that you need to do to try and fight back. You know, this is basically where you need to try and be strong mentally, and you know, where your heart is not strong enough, you hope your mind will protect you. It gets so dark that I could barely see the blessings. When life tried to teach me, I could barely see the lessons. Sometimes we look over the fence and we think, oh man, I wish I was as blessed as that guy. But you miss your own blessings. The fact that you have a roof over your head. I mean, again, some people may not have roofs over their heads, and the fact that, you know, there's so many blessings in your life that you might not see because you've got this victim mentality. And I think there, it's almost like, you know, Blaklez is checking the circle to say, actually your blessings are here, but it's so dark for you that, you know, you don't see the blessings, but you do have the blessings. And, you know, any lessons that life tries to teach, you don't see them because your mind is telling you that there's just no hope, which is obviously not true. Real talk, this is heartbreak on a weekend. This shit is Arsenal without no defense, feeling like a sidekick without no pretense. My mind is fucked up, body language don't speak sense. Heartbreak on a weekend was leading into the Arsenal line because I'm an Arsenal fan, and anyone that knows anything about Arsenal will tell you that their defense in the 2018-19 season has been bad. It's horrible. So heartbreak on a weekend. You know, Arsenal without no defense, Arsenal over the weekend would probably lose that match, you know, because the defense is so bad. So the fans are heartbroken because, you know, so I'm referencing it to myself. This is as bad as that heartbreak over the weekend. The situation is that bad. It means I've got no defense myself to this thing. I'm like Arsenal. When life attacks me and throws the kitchen sink at me, I don't know what to do because my shit is not coordinated. Yeah. Feeling like a sidekick without no pretense. If you're a sidekick, if you've had a sidekick, you know that your sidekick is probably a yes man. And it means that they would probably pretend a lot of the time. So imagine being a sidekick, and if you're feeling like a sidekick without no pretense, if you're a sidekick, this is just like an oxymoron. I'm a sidekick, it means that I'm not a sidekick. I'm fighting not to be a sidekick, feeling like a sidekick without no pretense. So life is almost like treating the writer of this song like second, you know, life is treating you like, you know, you're an also ran, like a runner up. So yeah, that's basically the message I was trying to get across with that line. My mind is fucked up, body language don't speak sense. You just don't know whether I'm coming or going. Like my mind is in so many places. Your mind controls your body. You know, your mind tells your hand lift up or do this, whatever. It's such a mess that everything is just like on autopilot. Oh man, this shit ain't even worth my time. I swear to God, you people ain't even worth my rhymes. Where was God when the devil tried to hurt my mind? I carried my people so much that it hurt my spine. I feel like, you know, have you ever done something and you feel like, you know what, I've done all I can do. Maybe this is not it. Maybe I need to call it. You know, that's a life reference as well. That's a death reference. I feel like you people ain't even worth my rhymes. You don't substitute that rhyming part with your life. Maybe you've given so much of your time to, it could be an industry or people that really don't seem to appreciate it, and you feel like, you know what? Maybe it's not me, maybe it's you. Maybe you people don't actually deserve me. So that's me again beating my chest, that confusion again. In between all of that, there's a little bit of, there's like a low self-esteem, and then there's this ego, and then the low self-esteem comes back again. And then there's this bravado, like, yo, I can do this. And then there's this, can I do this? So that little portion also covers that. Like I said, a serious mess, man. I keeps it real when reality escapes me. I try to speak the truth. Everybody call it hate speech. I've been breezy since Rihanna got her face beat. I watch people make up rumors like a face beat. Okay. You know, when, you know, in a situation like this, because of the previous couple of bars, you know, it's almost like you are not living in the real world and you're still trying to keep it real. Like, you know, you're trying to stay above water, head above water. You know, I speak the truth, everybody call it hate speech. The moment you call out something that's like not right, everybody calls you a hater. You know, it's almost as if it's not fashionable to speak the truth these days because everybody wants to be part of the, you know, the chorus. Nobody wants to have a verse in life. I feel like the people, you know, that have verses are the strongest individuals, and they're not necessarily, you know, people who are in a chorus have strength in numbers. People with the verse are strong in their resolve. So it's that. You know, it's a juxtaposition. I've been breezy since Rihanna got her face beat. It's a Chris Brown and a Rihanna reference. I've been breezy, I'm cool. Like, yo, how you doing? Blaklez, yo, I'm breezy, I'm cool. I've been cool. Breezy means cool. I've been cool. Chris Brown, breezy, since Rihanna got her face beat, since Rihanna got beat up. I watch people make up rumors like a face beat. That's a makeup reference, people. Make up, it's a double entendre. Make up rumors like a face beat. Makeup is called face beat. So makeup and face beat is the same thing. So it's just a double entendre there. Yeah, rappers should know what that is, or rap fans, rap heads. I'm a king, but the throne's unfamiliar. Chasing the dream, still looking for a million. I'm a king, but the throne's unfamiliar. So I feel like Jon Snow, if you Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, you know, as it stands, is like the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, but he didn't know at a certain point before this first episode of the final season that he's actually the rightful guy for the throne. So for him, it's like an unfamiliar thing, you know. And it's the same, that's the, you know, thing where you're a king, but you're unaware. You think you're just a servant. It's crazy because I think if you're a leader, you should be serving. So I think he's going about it the right way. I'm complaining about it in that line. Chasing the dream, still looking for a million. That's an interesting line because chasing the dream, I'm chasing the dream. The dream is an artist, if you know him. Still looking for a million. The dream used to date Christina Milian. I'm looking for millions. Million, it's a double entendre. Chasing the dream the artist, the dream itself, still looking for a million, looking for a Christina Milian, looking for millions. So that's a double entendre. If you don't get it, I don't know what else to say. If you don't see the genius in that, then I don't know. Maybe you're still too young. I say fuck life, but the bitch on a period, the sun go down on a chief come a billiard. Ooh, man, did I write that? I say fuck life, but the bitch on a period. It's like I'm trying to throw the middle finger up at life, but life don't give a fuck because life is, you know, it's that time of the month. So even that's not working out for me. The sun go down on a chief come a billiard means, yo, my world is caving in, the sun's going down on me. Kama Billiard used to be a Sundowns player who went to Kaiser Chiefs. So that's a double entendre as well. The sun go down on a chief, Kama Billiard. Shout out, rap fans. That one's for you. And soccer fans too. I just want to say thank you to my loved ones. Thank you to my foes, even if I never loved one. Yeah, I just want to, you know, I just pay respect and pay homage to, you know, people in my life that are really trying to make a difference, you know, try to keep me afloat. Thank you to my foes, even if I never loved one, you know. Those rivals that pictured me dead, give my enemy the sweetest joy of them, even if I never had any love for them, but thanks for the fuel. Thanks for the motivation, basically. I got enough clout for a grand exit. I got enough clout for a grand exit, but I'ma move on and try to play my next shit. What a ride. Yeah, it's been fantastic. Drop subliminals, lead the fans feeling desperate. So it means that, I'm critically acclaimed as an artist. I've got a lot of clout. I'm not a clout chaser. I don't have to be doing funny things to bring attention to myself. So if I was to go out right now, my exit would be glorious. That's what I mean. I got enough cloud for a grand exit, but I'ma move on and try to plan my next shit. But I'm not planning on exiting right now. I'm going to plan my next move. Even though I said that the plans that I make feel like I play the lottery, I'm not giving up. You know, I'm gonna rise and start raining. Apart from the fact that maybe I'd feel better if I go out and there's like this whole grand exit that, yo, he did this, he was a great MC, he was a great artist, but I'm not ready for all of that yet. I still have some more stuff to do. What a ride, yeah, it's been fantastic. Drop subliminals, leave the fans feeling desperate. So that's me messing with the fans, feeling like, okay, it's been a ride, but is this man ready to get off the train? No, I'm dropping subliminals to make you feel desperate. And what happened when I dropped the song? A lot of people were like, what's wrong? Are you okay? So these subliminals that I've been dropping on the song aren't necessarily going to come true or whatnot. It's just me saying, what if the situation was to turn out like this? I gotta thank him for emotions they invested. I hope when my time is up, I leave the game restless. So, you know, again, it's paying homage to the fans. You know, because I mean, my music is I'm the kind of artist that, you know, the people that follow me is like a cult following, loyalists, people who really give a damn about me. So I'm never ever gonna be seasonal because people have invested their emotions, their blood, sweat and tears in their souls, which is super cool. So I'm paying homage to them with that. I hope when my time is up, eventually when my time is up, it'll shake up the life in the world, leave the game restless. So this song is all about, this line brings everything to a close. My time's not gonna be up anytime soon, God willing. But when my time is up, all these plans that I've made and these moves and me trying to change the world and you know trying to make people feel a certain way. When my time is up, hopefully it'll shake the world up so much that you know they have to go back and discover a few gems they might have missed. I think that's the breakdown of the I Have No One behind the bars. I think that's it. Behind the bars, you got to know me better. Respect. Slick on life.
Broadcast live.